Hello, my name is George Washington. I was born February 11, 1732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia. I had 10 family members counting my mother and father. My mother, Mary Washington, was a very stern woman and always wanted the house to be clean. My father, Augustine Washington, was an iron mill operator and a tobacco farmer, and I had 8 siblings. At the age of 11, my father died. Pew! Not long after, I was invited to live in Mount Vernon with my oldest brother, Lance. I was exposed to the best of life there. As I got older, I needed to earn my own money, so I took a job as a surveyor to map the land. Lance later developed health problems, and when I was 20 years old, he died. That left his military post open, so I took his place in the militia. Not long after I joined the militia, war broke out between the British and the French in the French and Indian War. That's where I gained valuable military experience. After that war, I returned to Mount Vernon. Lawrence's wife had died, and she had no living relatives, so Mount Vernon became mine. Soon after, I married a lovely woman named Martha. We were both 27 years old when we got married. She was a widow with 2 children that I soon adopted. I loved to work on my farm. It took up all of my time. The French and Indian War cost England a lot of money, so King George III started taxing the American colonies heavily to pay the debt. People in America started getting angry, and a war between America and England started. The Constitutional Congress chose me to lead the army against the British. They were the best army around at the time, and we were poorly equipped and poorly trained, so we suffered defeat after defeat. I was inexperienced as a general, and even brought my own books on how to be a better general. In 1778, during a terrible winter at Valley Forge, I was visited by a German soldier who called himself Baron von Steuben. He trained my soldiers how to fight better and to be braver. They came out better soldiers. Yay! Plus, the French had vowed to help us, so with our better trained men and French support, we started to win more battles. Yay! Our soldiers were also fighting for something very important. A very important secret I must tell you. Freedom! They never quit and believed in something bigger than themselves. And we eventually won the war. Yay! A ragtag army of poorly equipped volunteers who were greatly outnumbered defeated the world's most powerful army. Now that the British were defeated, it was up to us to govern ourselves. The Constitutional Congress set forth the law of the land in the Articles of Constitution. I returned to my home, my farm. That is all I ever wanted to do, was my farm. Soon after, our new country started to fall apart, so the Congress was writing a new set of laws. They came to my farm and asked my help. I asked them, have I done enough for my country? But I knew it was too important to let our newfound freedom fail, so I went to Pennsylvania to help. Pretty soon the Constitution was written, and a new leader needed to be chosen. Some people wanted me to be a king, but I said no way. So I agreed to run for president and was elected as the first president of the United States. They called me the father of our country and a great man. But deep down inside, I just wanted to go home and be a farmer. But it was too important to quit, so I served for 2 terms as president. No one believed that I would give up the power of the presidency so easily, but that is exactly what I did. I retired and went back home to Mount Vernon. And when I got home, I asked my wife for a big slice of my favorite food, cherry pie. Yum! The next day it became very snowy, and I put my horses back in the farm. When I got in, I started coughing terribly, and I got very ill and died December 14th, 1799. And thank you for listening to my report.